Now I will show you what I want to see each day, Monday through Thursday, for your child's word study homework. Your child will come home on Monday with either pictures or words on a colored sheet of paper, and the paper color determines which group he or she is in, either a picture group or a word study group. Your child will need a notebook from the homework folder, a pencil, and a pair of scissors to complete this assignment. So I will now show you the open sort for Monday. An open sort just means that your child gets to decide how he or she wants to sort the pictures or the words. So after he or she takes the pictures out, they would cut them apart and sort them in whatever way they want. As long as they can tell you how they sorted them, the sort is fine. This child, for instance, sorted the pictures by animals, things about themselves, and a group of other things that they couldn't relate to. The word study student decided to sort the words in a similar fashion, things belonging to animals, things that they can do as a student, and other. So that is the first part, to take the pictures and words and sort them. Next, in the notebook, what your child needs to do is turn to the first page, and I will show you what the picture sort corresponding to those pictures looks like and the word. So the child needs to date. You can help with this part, especially at the beginning of the year. Date the day, so Monday, August 14th. Label each category. Again, you can help your child, especially at the beginning. And then write down what they did as a sort. For example, I wrote down pig, fish, and it's actually pointing to the fin of the shark, but because this is the open sort, they maybe saw it as a shark. Okay, then we have lip, zip, or you could call it zipper, because that's what it is. 6, and dig. Then we have a male and a wig for other. Okay, and I've already done the sort here, just as I explained, animal parts, things I do, and other for the words, and I've already written the words out. That's day 1. That's all you need to have them do. They can, this is not the entire group of pictures and words, so you need to make sure you do have them sort the entire group of pictures and words. Day 2 for the word study homework is called a closed sort. That means that the sort has already been determined by the small group work that we've done in class. For instance, for this group, with the pictures, there was this letter, the short I. So these are all short I words, but for this group, we're just focusing on the beginning sounds. For example, we have the fin of the shark, so fin and fish, the F sound. Then we have pin, pill, and pig, so the P sound. Lid, lip for the L sound. We have the W sound for wig, the H sound for hill, and the sort would continue. We continue to place all those pictures in the sort according to the beginning sound. Some categories may have only one picture. In the notebook, which we need along with the pictures and a pencil, and that is it for today's supplies. Because there are so many sort categories, I just turned the notebook this way. After the date was at the top, I turned it this way, and as you can see, I have the F for fin and fish, the P at the top of the group for pin, pill, pig, L for lid and lip, W for wig, H for hill, and then you would continue on with the rest of the pictures. Because your child may not be ready to spell those words entirely on their own, they may be able to write the beginning letter or maybe not, and you may help them with that. Just make sure that they are definitely part of the sort. So that is if your child has the pictures. For the word sort group, mostly the same except for the fact that they will need to glue them. The picture group does not glue, they only write, because we will need those pictures to be moved around later in the week. So for this first group, for the word group, they sorted by the short I sound as well, but the short I pattern. So the ending of each word, they had to find which word family they were part of. So this is the ig family, the in family, il, ip, id, ib, and then they would continue on with the rest of the group. Here's another in word. Okay, so again, in the notebook, because there are several groups, you would probably want to turn your notebook sideways, and the categories would be the ending of the word. So ig, in, il, ip, id, ib, and so on. Divide each group. And then the only difference is this time they glue the words. So you have to be a little careful about leaving enough space. I'll just do a couple for you. I don't think I left enough space for mine, but you could always cut the words, trim the words up a little. Okay, so pig would go there. Wig would go here until all of the words have been glued into the notebook in the correct groups. That's day 2. Day 3, using the words. On this day, your child will need their notebook again, a pencil, the pictures, and some little scraps of paper for the picture group, and then for the both groups, they would need some sort of book that they were going to read for their reading time that day. So there are 3 options, as you can see along the side here, but your child is only required to do one of them. I'm going to show you all 3 though, as we go along. For the first one, the parent orally says a word or one of the pictures. For the picture group, it might be helpful to actually use the picture, so I'm just going to show you with a few of them. And for the scraps of paper that were needed, I just wrote down a few of the letters. It might be a little overwhelming for this group to see all of them at the same time, but you can do it that way as well. And then the parent would say, for example, pig or the P sound, and they can choose one of the pictures. So maybe the parent says p, and they choose pig. And then maybe the sound is f, and they choose fin, and then so on until all of the pictures have been sorted according to the sound that they hear the parent say. Nothing needs to be written for this one at this point. For the word group, it's completely oral. For example, the parent might say the word pig, and the student only has to say the category or group that it belongs to, for example, the ig or IG group. The word might have been wig, and again, the child would say it belongs to the ig group. Okay, so in the notebook, say the child's name was Izzy. For the picture group or the word group, the picture group, Izzy put the pictures in the correct groups, or for the word group, Izzy put the words in the correct groups. Is all that needs to be written so that I know work was done. Option 2, similar to this one, except the student draws or writes a word after the parent says it and puts it under the appropriate category. So again, the parent would say something like pig or fish, okay, and for example, for fish, for the picture group, the categories would have to be done ahead of time, or you could do them as you go too, that would be fine. And then the child would just draw the picture, just a very simple picture that would go with that word that was said. And then for the word group, the same thing, the categories need to be made as they go or ahead of time, and then the word as it's spoken by the parent needs to be actually written this time instead of just orally done. Option 3, whatever book the child is reading for their nightly reading can be used. And for example, say the child was reading or the parent was reading to the child, they are going to be listening for and looking for the words. They're going on a word hunt. So for example, on this page, octopus saw a spotty fish. Will you be my friend? He said. The child could then say that they hear the short I in this word. They know that it has the ILL, such as some of the sorts. And so they would then, for the picture group, they could be told how to spell the word. For the other group, the word group, they could sound it out and spell it on their own. For this group, they could also, for the picture group, they could also just write the beginning letter because that was the letter sound that they were listening for. That would be acceptable as well. That's day 3. Day 4, speed sort and practice. For the picture group, they will lay out all their pictures because they haven't glued them yet, and they need to speed sort them, as just sorting them as quick as they can, so a parent can time or just count in their head how long it takes them to sort all of the pictures by whatever category for the letter it begins with. So mill and bib, pig, pin, pills, fish, fin, lid, rip, wig, and lip. Okay, so they would sort it as fast as they can. Do that a few times, have them try to beat their time each time that they do it. And when you think that they've done it as many times as they're going to, then they would be gluing it into their notebook. So again, I would turn the notebook sideways, so have the date at the top, put the letter for each category. And on this one, instead of going straight across because the pictures are bigger, you'll need to probably do multiple rows, and it's okay if it goes on to the next page. I did part of it, I didn't finish it, so you can see the Z for the zipper, H for hill, and so on, again, until they're all glued in there so that I know that they did the work for the day. For the word group, the parent would probably need to go back to day 2, where the child glued all of the words, so you have a word list, otherwise you won't, unless you wrote them elsewhere, you won't have all of the words. So the parent just randomly picks one, for example, sip. The parent will say it, can even use it in a sentence so they can hear it in context, and then the child spells it S-I-P. If they get it correct, you can move on. If not, you can have them try again, or you can just say you'll come back to that one. You can even have them write it if you'd like. Okay, and in that case, you would have them write it on Thursday. Otherwise, the only writing for that portion is, say the name of the student is Jose. Jose spelled his words to me, and that tells me you did the work. There's one other optional activity. It can be done with both groups. The picture group can get more assistance with this, or they can at least write the beginning letters that they hear if they would like, but they just choose 3 words. For example, say the student from the word group chose pig, but decided they wanted to make it pigs. You can add endings. Will and wig, they were going to make it wigs. Okay, and they decided to make a silly sentence. The pigs will have on wigs, and then I ask that they underline the words, and then they can illustrate it in a picture. And that was, again, the optional activity. And that's the end of day 4. Tomorrow would be the spelling test, so this notebook needs to come back finished in the homework notebook folder with everything else complete, due on Friday.